didn't see it for the fact that, hey, this could be a really awesome thing for people to experience. Instead, they said, wow, this could be like paranormal Disney World, and I could charge people $10 for a smoothie. You know what I mean? And that sucks. So I'm hoping that some of these people will, I don't know, maybe wisen up or relax on it, and we can kind of get back to just enjoying what we all love.
Well, we all have the same opinion, and I think for the majority we all do.
Yeah.
It's the fact that it's the few individuals that once again are going to go ahead and bring upon it the bad name. And I'm not saying bad to the sense of being really a bad name, but we're not at that place where we could go ahead and actually tolerate another hit to the nuts. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we've been taking a lot lately, and it's because of the inner fighting and things that have been going on. And I thought it had sort of stopped. It was sort of subsided. People started to think about it. But, this is the eternal dollar. And it's going to take a little more to go ahead and get some of these people to go ahead and think twice about it.
You know what's actually the most ironic part about this conversation is it is this conversation that has happened since the dawn of time that actually allows us to do what we love to do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
I mean, if you really think about it, it is that human emotion, compassion, anger, jealousy, envy, greed that has caused a lot of these, transgressions, and some of it very horrific, obviously, which isn't great. But, um, you know, because of us, we have the ability of what we've done. We've had the ability to enjoy doing what we love, which is ghosts and these haunts. And so, I mean, it's tough because in a way, yes, I absolutely agree with you, Greg. We all need to be on the same page. That would be wonderful. But at the same time,
No.
yeah, at the same time, I have an alien costume and I'm not afraid to probe, you know?
They,
Don't
see, he's a
threaten me
lot
with a
guy.
good time.
He's a lot.
I'm glad you put it that way.
Yeah.
Right.
He puts it, he puts
I
it,
feel a lot better about it. I was
Yeah.
getting scared for a moment.
he puts it in a nicer way than I did, Greg. See?
Yeah, I know. You see, and Anthony was on the other night, and he was explaining a lot that was going on in San Antonio with everything that was happening, and then there were people that were talking about the bottom line, the bottom figure of what went on when they had these events. And it's like, there was no justification for it, I don't think. But, to each his own. That's why we're all in here. We all have our own voice. And if somebody came in and actually supported it, so be it. I'd like to hear what they have to say about it.
Except
I
for
would.
Except for who?
Anne.
And
And
you don't want Ann to talk about that.
Earth to Ann. Hello, are you there?
Hello.
Are you alive or Memorex?
I don't know.
Right.
Oh, she's a
Depends
wonderful
on
girl.
the day.
The thing is, like, Anne sits very quietly and she listens and she processes, but when she speaks, people listen.
Yeah.
Right.
See, they used to listen to me, and then I started talking more, and they're like, shut up, you don't know what you're talking about.
See?
I'm just being quiet now because Greg kind of brought that up because I did change it that night when we're talking about what we're going to talk about. And I said, well, I got something because I got dolls, you know what I mean? And I got a couple of them back there that are really out there, but I don't take them out anywhere. I don't take them on investigations or anything.
They're just for the bedroom.
Yeah, especially these two back there. I don't
I've
take them
spoken to them
anywhere.
before in the past.
And it was just me that I just felt because I moved here a year ago because of the paranormal. As Slipper here knows that San Antonio, the whole place. This is not Dallas. This is not any other place in in Texas. This place is huge, and it's basically all paranormal. there's so many places to go to, and the thing is with me, it's like if the Annabelle doll is what it is, which I don't think it is, and yeah, I said it, and sorry, Rez, I'll keep it calm, okay?
No, no, no.
But me being a
Speak
San
your
Antonio,
truth.
me being a
Speak
San
your
Antonio
truth.
here and being in the paranormal for over 40 years, and people have seen the stuff that I get into. I mean, but I don't do it because it's yeah. Sometimes we do get into some places that we it's pretty rough. Just being around other people when we go to people where they do rituals like Devil's Den down here. They're
No.
still constantly doing that. We do run into these people at night sometimes at 1 a.m, deep in that little forest. So, but it's not that we go there because there was two young boys that were murdered. There's joggers that disappear. There's a girl that was sacrificed there. So we try to communicate with them because I know that there's bodies still there. They're in that forest. Not the one that I go to, not that big one, but this is a different one. And for me, it's kind of like, and then I got known a lot of people here, the Black Swan Inn, Joanne. I know all these people.
Yeah.
I know what they do, and I understand the business side. It's cool. But even then, when you start charging, you go from $75 to $700 because Zach went there, and
That's the problem.
Yeah.
you got Jack Osborne going out, it jumped up, and then now you bring, I know Ryan too, and it's like he's down here. I know he was out for a while because he had issues in his life and everything, all the stuff that he did, but you're bringing if it is as bad as it says, as the Warren said, and all this kind of thing, why are you taking this thing out in front of
Right.
people? Like I told Greg, I says, we know this, but what about the 10, 17-year-old and 20-year-olds behind you? What do they think they're going to do when they get in front of this doll?
Yeah, they just saw the
Right.
movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're going to go there and they're going to challenge this. They're going to call it all kinds of names. And you heard the stories of people doing that and what happens to them. Well, this
Yeah.
is what you're doing. And it's like I told Greg, it goes no different to me than getting Jeffrey Dahmer or Ted Bundy, pull them out of their cells and put them on tour and with people with no
Right.
shadows or nothing in the room.
It's
Right.
the Hannibal Lecter. Right?
So
Right.
they were
You're telling them here's
Yeah.
a buffet.
So I've seen the TikToks and everything of Ryan talking about, well, Lorraine took it and she took it out. Of course, they said they never wanted these to go out. They were supposed to stay where they were at. Okay, but you're touring it around, and then you're taking it to places like New Orleans. You're bringing it down here to these hot spots that are haunting. I mean, they do have negative. The Black Swan has his own side too. I mean, it's cool. I've been there many times. But you're bringing them out here. What is your point? What does this has to do with the goal? The original goal of what we do is to help people if they have something bad going on, a negative spirit, whatever it is,
Mhm.
or just to bring closure to them by communicating with one of their loved ones because they just want to know that they're okay. This is what we do. We if we can get that through the spirit box and they come in and they confirm that person was it. The things that we've done, that we've seen, that's what changed me as an investigator when I started to we did some investigations and we were able to contact and get the person's family member come through. And when I seen that them people just like have closure, that's what we do. It's not about, oh, I got a haunted doll, so now I'm gonna go take it around. It was $60 to go see that doll alone.
Yeah, I mean they made a killing, and I'm gonna throw a curveball at you too. All of the protections that were allegedly used, for the doll are all Catholic based, right?
Right.
I don't know about you, but I know people in life that were Christian and then have become Hebrew. I know people that have become born again Christians. I know people that have gone to the Baha'i faith, which means that religion, as impactful as it may be, it is something that you can change your mind about. So, how long is it going to take? Whatever, assuming the Annabelle doll is possessed, how long is it going to take before that entity changes its mind?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
What's funny about that is
You just opened that can of worms for it.
Yeah.
What was funny about that was that when you watch Tony Spiro, when they first started to move the doll, they're using gloves or they're using mittens, you know, and they're handling her real careful, put her in the other box real quick, hurry up and close the door. I mean, you're just kind of like if it's a live tiger or something, you know, fixing to
Right.
jump out at you. But have you seen how they're transporting it? They're
It's
just
like in like a U-Haul or something.
they just
right?
got a blanket over the box and they have their heads and they just carried it in there. And then when you watch all of that, the way they're moving it around, but then when you watch the next scene, you know, because everybody's taking video, so everybody posts this. So
Yeah.
when they now that the I would say the show starts in there, started. Now they're real. You got the priest doing his thing. Now everybody's all.
Yeah.
I guess it's kind of like. I mean, I don't mean to bash anybody, but it's kind of like when you go
I
to
mean,
church
yeah, I'm-
back in the day. You know, you're out here dancing in the clubs and doing your twerks, and then Sunday morning you're in church. You know,
and I'm sure it's for show, and here's the other thing too. There's a really good chance, honestly, that doll could very well be possessed. But
Yeah.
I think what we don't realize is just because it is possessed doesn't mean that it's possessed all of the time. It just means there's a connection, right?
Right.
So who's to say
Right.
this whatever, just pieces out for 10, 15, 20 years and then decides to come back in and wreak havoc? Like, we don't really know uh, what really the outcome can very well be from the doll itself or from any type of haunted manifestation. You know, we don't really know the true outcome, and unfortunately we probably won't know until our eyes close permanently, right? And that's kind of the bummer and also the exciting part, right?
yeah. Greg brought up a good point that night. Was who's going to be accountable if something happens during this tour?
Oh, Anne, for sure.
Yeah, she's too quiet.
As
man.
long as we know it's Ann, then we don't
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
nothing to worry
Yeah.
about.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
she's creepy quiet. She's scary.
And
And
how did you get that target put on your forehead? I'm just
That-
wondering, like,
that
how
was-
did that
that was-
happen?
Glad it's not me now.
Right?
It-
It got
was-
passed over.
I
Was
already,
that
I already
slippery-
told
that
her
was-
she had to start injecting herself in the conversation. She
Yeah.
told me she was being polite and not wanting to interrupt us.
I don't want to interrupt
Right.
people.
Right.
we
I don't
know
like to
whether-
interrupt people either, but at some point you just have to jump in, you know. I just want to say hi to Julia and Juan. Thank you both
Yeah.
for jumping
The
in here
Juan.
and listening. I appreciate that.
We don't
Um,
know if it was Slippery or Dinklesmith that said it.
Right.
Oh no.
Yeah, so on our podcast, I have to wait for him to take a deep breath and then I hurry up and say what I'm gonna
Right?
say.
That's what you have to do, right?
Yeah.
You just
Just
have to
gotta
like
jump in.
wait.
You just watch.
Mhm.
Wait,
Well,
he's
you
gonna
know-
breathe. He's gonna breathe. Jump.
The other thing that came into play for what we were talking about earlier was the fact that there's another doll called Robert.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I was
Yes.
thinking
In
about
Key
Robert the
West.
doll and how people
And
have had to
now-
write letters and yeah.
And I've been 35 years ago, I went into the house that Robert lived in with his with the little boy. And he was on a shelf all by himself, just sitting there, and I saw him and I sort of said a couple things and I said, I better get the hell out of here. And I got out of there. And the next thing is we go down there every year because my brother-in-law has a place right there.
Ah,
So we go down there and I said, I got to go back and see Robert. Well, Dave, and I told Anthony the other night, I don't remember his last name, but he's the gentleman that owns Robert, and he gave Robert to the museum. And Robert's in the museum, and he's in this giant plexiglass box, sitting on his rocking chair with his little teddy bear in his sailor outfit. And that's where what Christina was talking about, where all the letters started coming from, because people would not ask Robert for permission to take his picture.
hmm
And
I have heard so many of those stories, Greg.
there's tons.
Yeah, like yeah.
Dave said there's tons of mail that come in from people that just don't have any idea what they're talking to.
Yeah.
Right.
ah,
Well,
And Go ahead.
I mean, I'm just gonna say, but what is the point of that? What is the
What do you
point
mean?
of displaying these objects
Hi,
Well,
like
Yvette.
like that?
Look, I have no problem with them being displayed. I think
if there was
it's
with
technically a part of
reverence,
history, so we should know about it, right? Versus not know.
yes, but they have to be treated respectfully, and not,
Mhm.
all you need is 3 idiots to come in and do something wrong, and Lord only knows what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Classic
I,
And
I
Anne.
I guess what I'm asking is, coming from a paranormal side, what is the point? I mean, what are you showing? What are you teaching?
Yeah. Just them
That-
being on
that-
display. You're not
that's what
teaching.
I'm getting. The history of
Right.
what?
it's the history of the doll,
Yeah,
period,
Right.
and
yeah,
that's what it's been known to do over
but
the years.
But do
but
they
we
talk
have
about that whenever you go see it on the tour or, behind the glass? Do they talk about it? Do they give you that history or is it just go in and see it?
Yeah.
It's in the box. I don't know what they have at the counter, but I know of the doll. So when I went in, it's like $10.
so I
And
guess
I went,
I can say, hey, come on, Charlie. I guess me and you are going on tour, aren't we?
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
we are.
if Charlie has a history, yeah.
No, he's got a history.
I've seen enough horror movies about that one.
Yeah.
But that's where that was, and that's where
Hi, Joanne.
I did that, and then I had David on my show,
That's
and
cool.
he's
1111.
coming back
Thank
on
you.
again, and it's like, what are you going to do?
So, Greg,
You
when
know?
you went to see it the first time and you said you had to go back, what was, did something happen or?
The draw? No, there was something, even back then. I was, that's 30 some years ago
Right.
when he was back still in the house. He hadn't even been removed, and they were actually just doing tours of the house. They never mentioned the doll at all.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
And I
So
saw
what made
this
you want to
doll.
go back? What made you want to
There
go
you go.
back?
Well, I'm very curious about it, and I know about the doll. I've heard enough about people talking about the doll to know that
See,
there was
look at
something going on. But I knew that as far as the letters were concerned, even back when David first got it, David said that already they were getting responses. People were not being very respectful, and something would happen to them where they said, hey, look, they wrote a letter. Dear Robert, I am awfully sorry for what I did. Please
Wow.
Yeah.
take my apologies.
Yeah.
I don't want anything to happen anymore.
Yeah.
he looks
People's
like
lives fell apart after
Yeah.
taking a picture without permission or whatever. And then they would write a letter later and then all the bad stuff would stop happening. But the story that I heard was a man who lost like his job, he got sick, he got injured, had a car accident, and someone had told him, you have to ask permission. You have to ask. Bad things are going to happen if you don't. And after about a month, he finally conceded and wrote an apology letter to Robert for taking his picture without his permission.
Wow.
In response to what Anthony said, I don't think it's no different than jaywalking.
See, Ray,
To a certain extent, because if you were jaywalking or doing something like that, and somebody hits you,
Yeah, you always run the risk.
you're running some sort of risk no matter what you're doing, and in that respect, you're like tripling it. I'd say at least 10 times.
And what's really cool about it, though, if you really think about it, these are people that maybe went in with no belief system, maybe no respect system. Guess what? They got it now, right?
Yeah, they do.
So that alone
Yes,
is
they
actually a
do.
great reason. Yeah, it's a life lesson.
Yeah,
That's worth $10 if you ask me.
I
That's a
agree.
cheap life lesson.
Yeah, because I paid a whole lot more than that for a life lesson.
They had probably had about 8 or 10 people there that were waiting, and they were going to do a tour. And I just came in by myself, and I says, "Hey, look, I just want to go see Robert. Here, whatever I need to pay you." She says, "Do you want me to go with you?" And I says, "No." I says, "I don't need anybody to go with me." I says, I'm going to go back. I want to go back and see an old friend.
Hey,
And
Yvette.
just leave it as that and be respectful.
Yeah.
Huh?
I was just saying hello to you, man. Well, with this being said, it's kind of getting me to maybe I should get that one back there and go on tour with her.
Maybe you should do it.
Take
You
that
know?
big one too, because.
But I'm not, Anthony, I'm not coming to see him. I don't
That's your
care
favorite one down there. I'll take
you
that
can
one
t-
too.
you can tell me I can come in free of charge. I don't think I'm going to do it. And and
I'll
I've
tell you what,
I've been in your house.
Send
Me
me a
neither.
ticket for
I'm
the
not doing
Greyhound. I'll come down. We'll go on tour with them together. I'll help, be your security.
There we go.
Yeah. You're
You
gonna
boys
need it.
have fun with that because I'm not involved in anything having to do
I'll
with
keep them
dolls.
wrangled up.
Dolls just creep me out. I'm sorry, they just do.
I got 3
Yeah.
right here facing me, and then I got them other ones back there, and then the one that's
I
locked
know,
up
I
in the
know.
box.
You've got
Packed
your
away
doll
here
collection.
somewhere.
I'm gonna buy a mannequin. I want to buy a life-size mannequin for our booth, but I'm going to I want to be able to like, I don't know, either tape or like staple a hot dog to it so people know that it's male versus female, make sure that anatomically correct,
Just get one without boobs, dude.
I'll tell you what. I'll bring you handy.
That would
All
work.
right.
That would work.
I was
I didn't
on
even
a-
think that's a good idea.
How about this one,
I
Christina?
was
Look,
out on an
that one
investigation.
Well,
doesn't do
that
nothing.
one's
Oh,
cute,
okay.
but I'm talking about like my
doll
great grandmother
dolls.
had these antique dolls with the ivory
yes.
The
teeth
creepy
and the
eyes.
and
yeah.
the creepy
Hoover House.
glass
Hoover House has a
eyes and
bunch. The Hoover House in Gettysburg has a bunch of those. If you ever get down
does
there.
it?
Yes.
Yes.
And there's one, it's almost like it follows you when you're walking.
Yes.
bet.
It
That's
does.
awesome.
That one
It
does.
turned out to be Shane Pittman though. So
Oh, did it? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so-
Or Shane.
Yeah.
Nice.
My great grandmother
Shane.
actually left me one of those dolls, right?
Oh, God.
And when I got my first apartment when I was 18, I set it out on display. But I came home from working my second shift job at like midnight, and the moon was shining through the window, and it hit that doll just right, and it freaked me out. And I put it back in its box and didn't open it again for probably 20 years.
Wow.
And then when I did, I went, this is probably worth something. I don't want it. I'm going to sell it. And it was sitting in the box on a dresser. Nothing else was on the dresser. It wasn't on the edge. And as soon as I posted it somewhere for sale, the box fell off the dresser and broke the hand off.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
I
You
said,
weren't
I ain't
sell it.
going nowhere.
I am done with dolls. No more dolls.
See, this one used to belong to a little kid that was used in a ritual.
Oh.
Wow.
But it's
Okay,
nice.
Yvette,
Look,
I now
it's
agree
just
with
a
you. It
little-
scares me.
It's just a little bear. It's their little bear. See?
I
see,
think it's,
but
it's
now-
really it's
Why I
the
was
emotional
tingling.
attachments,
Yeah.
Yeah. Christina, you're from where you came from, though.
Yeah.
That would not go over very big at all
No.
in the area of Minocqua.
Right. But I wasn't in
mean-
Minocqua when I tried to sell it. I'd already moved on from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was
Hi,
just
Larry.
thinking-
Hey, Larry.
I'm going to see Larry in a
Larry.
few days. Larry's joining me for the Gold Rush, guys.
Awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
Larry's
hoping
a
to come
man on
on,
the go. Larry
Yeah,
is
we got him a
definitely
bikini
man
and
on the
everything.
go.
Oh,
Awesome.
God.
You
I
will be
just threw
posting
up some in my
pictures,
mouth.
right?
Yeah, definitely.
non-stop Larry in
Yeah.
a what is he in a marble
Yeah.
pouch?
You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
I did like you, Michael, until you gave me that vision in my head. And I kind of threw up a little bit in my mouth. Now you're definitely getting the garbage train treatment I brought in.
Well,
Oh,
how
come
about
on. He's
this?
got to show off all that weight loss, all that hard
Yeah.
work.
He's
And
been
he's
working
doing
hard
great,
at that.
man.
You know he's part Sasquatch, right?
Oh, I slept with him, so I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me rephrase that.
He was the big spoon, wasn't he?
He was
Gold bikini rushing to the
Yes.
beach. There you
That's
go.
it. Yeah, yeah. He was like a
Larry,
big spoon.
come on,
I'm more
bro.
of a spork, So, but Rez, you should at your booth. You should have Rez's scary Pez, and you should sell that. Rez
Yeah,
Pez.
maybe.
That's pissed.
Hey, there's a thought.
There you go.
All right,
Yeah.
Rez Pez.
Rez Pez.
I just want to,
dispensers
first of all, I
with
just want to
resin.
say, I want to thank you all for showing up tonight. Everybody in the chat, everybody who's come on screen. This is my send off from Red Road Paranormal because I am stepping down from the team. Have a lot more stuff going on. So I really wanted to just say thank you all for showing up and for Rez for setting this up with Gwen and making this just a really nice send off to the show. And Rez is going to be, he's picking up the baton from here. And I am resigning as the boss lady as of right now. So thank you all so much.
You're all
Thank
underneath
you.
tyrant
Thank you very
rule
much,
now.
Christine.
Yep.
Yeah, now you're under tyrant rule.
Well,
Yeah, but
we
I
love
will
you.
be looking. I will be looking for a new co-host. Anyone that's interested, hit me up on my Facebook page, Bobby Resnick Calkins, or Red Road Paranormal Gmail account.
Thank you, Larry.
You guys hit me up if I find the right co-host. We'll be back. If not, then I'll have to decide if I'm going to keep doing this on my own.
Okay.
This was mine and Christina's baby, and right now it's hard for me to think about even doing this without her. But
You
all
got
of you
this.
have told me I need to keep going on with this, and that comes with a lot of weight. So
Yeah.
I know I will be on hiatus until after the Rockdown. So if you're interested, you have till the Rockdown to get a hold of me. And if
Awesome.
Hard to
not,
replace.
Awesome.
Hard to
Hi,
replace
if that,
Christina.
it was nice to
yeah,
meet
you can't
Yvette.
replace
Thank you.
Christina.
Yeah.
There's
And
no way to
Rez,
replace my best.
And I do want to invite everyone. I do have another show on YouTube called Paramistic Podcast, and I would like to invite you all to check that out as well. I am going to continue on with that one. I have another part-time one, Breakfast with Bobby, where I have another Bobby co-host. But again, that one is part-time. It's once or twice a month that we come out with a show on that one. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you. So I am sad for leaving, but my schedule is so full and I'm not doing anything really well because I'm trying to do too many things. So I needed to get some stuff off my plate. So
yeah, no worries. And Rez, I'm sorry to hear about your hiatus. That's
The doctor's been saying that for years. But, you smoke enough, everything gets high.
Gwen.
I'm still trying to comprehend that.
The look on Gwen's face was priceless.
I just put a feel on you.
What in heaven's name?
Oh my god.
Poor Greg is
I'm-
questioning life decisions now.
I am seriously am, and it's finally, after all this time that I've seen him, it finally happened, and like quite a few other people in here that I haven't had the opportunity to meet, and I'm not carrying this on too long, just shoot me, but it's a pleasure. And it gave me a different way of looking at you as an individual. Okay.
Right.
And that in itself to me is a compliment, because you are a man of many different faces, which is something today that is hard to come by, because a lot of people can't pull that off.
Yeah.
It's I know I'm a unique character. And so I agree, and I've been,
Unicorn.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
But
The
and I
unicorn,
greatly
that's good, yeah.
appreciate the paranormal community, because they really have accepted me mostly with open arms, which has been awesome, and taking the time to get to understand me and all the different facets of me, because there's just like to anybody, there's more than just what you see on the surface. There's so much more.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So it's great when you get to talk to somebody, hang out with them, go to dinner, just get to know more about them, and realize just how complex we can all really truly be.
You can find 60 or 70%, but you can never find like you at 100.
Well, I appreciate that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's what I was really getting at.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
For those of you who I've not met in person, I'm looking forward to meeting you at Paranormal Rockdown or somewhere else, because I am still signing up for other events this year. So, I don't have my
Nice.
calendar completely full yet, but working on it. I need to do this next really big thing first. And then when I get back from England, I'll be like, all right, buckle down, fill up the calendar. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was scheduled to do like a Diddy wrestling party, but I don't think that's going to happen now.
you're probably
Yeah,
not.
no.
If you
Yeah.
appreciate staying out of prison, you
Yeah.
probably don't want to do that.
I just don't know what I'm going to do with 5 gallons of baby oil.
Tag team party.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Rebottle it, sell it.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
we
a
are
foodie.
going to get you milk and something when you come up to Wisconsin, so you might need some of it for that.
Yeah.
That's
All
yes,
that
I
cheese.
definitely want to.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm really excited. I want to say
Did
there's
Ann
a
really go there?
She
You
did.
did.
yes.
Yes,
We
Ann and I
talked about
really
this
went
in
there.
Louisiana. We
Well,
are
and when
either
you think
going to
about
have
it-
you.
And what you do in Louisiana stays in Louisiana. You know that, right?
I mean, I hate
He's
to
going
say
like
to
it.
milk
Vegas.
a goat
Well-
or milk a cow. Something is getting milked when he comes up here.
Cheese ain't nothing but heart and titty juice. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right?
Oh, and that's where I thought he was going to go.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm down. But I want to say Bill took me to some place where I got cheese curds. I thought it was called like the Twin Milkers Creamery or Milkery or something, but it's like down the street
Yeah.
from Bill. Decatur. It's called Decatur. Decatur. What do you call? Is it dairy? Dairy, not a milkery. Milkery. That's probably something different.
Oh my God. Or a word you just made up. Could be that.
Most likely.
Yeah.
I like
Are you saying happy endings? Is that what you're
Maybe.
going to?
You know, it
It wasn't a
depends.
massage parlor. Sorry.
It wasn't? Okay.
I
I
will
just want
say
to double check.
it took a lot longer to milk the bowl than I thought. You know.
Okay.
I bet.
I'll bet
Probably a
it
little
did.
thicker juice too.
Oh my God. All right. Time to wrap it
Yeah,
up.
I thought I
You
left
can't
that
tip, though,
podcast
so
a
that-
long time ago.
Time to wrap it up.
Yes, folks, this has been a blast.
This
I
has
gotta
been
say
fun.
thank you
all
guys.
so much.
Thank you all for showing up.
We loved you,
Leaving
Christina.
comments.
Love
Sorry
you too.
sorry that you're leaving poor Rez all by himself.
Oh, Rez can handle himself. He's a big boy.
Who's gonna keep me under control?
Right.
You.
You know that don't work. My GF is broken. You see GF up here anywhere.
Hey, just don't get depressed. We don't need low res.
No, we don't
No,
need low
no.
res. Keep
No,
it
we're
high.
high
Keep
res,
the high
always.
res.
High
Yeah.
res.
Keep the high res. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's it.
Michigan's right up the road.
There you go. Yeah, it's so funny because in Wisconsin, it's not legal, but every state surrounding us, it is. So
Really?
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So leave your stuff at home. Be safe.
Yeah. That's
If you-
her,
if you-
not me.
I've been,
And if you come to up here by my reservation inside our county, the slogan is "Come on vacation, leave on probation."
Ooh. Okay. Gotcha.
Ooh. That's why I don't
Wow.
live there.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Wow. Again, thank you all so much.
Thank you.
This has been a wonderful send off, and I'm still around. I'm still working. I just had to step back and get something off my plate. So
All right.
Thanks,
Well,
Rose.
we'll
Love
let
you all.
everybody
Love
go
you.
then.
Yeah.
Good night.
all
Thanks
right.
Nice
for
seeing you
bringing me
guys.
on.
Nice meeting you, Glenn.
You too.
Yep. See
Marilyn,
you
Thank
guys.
y'all for coming.
Bye,
We'll
everyone.
see you.
Bye.
See ya. Bye, Anthony.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And bye, guys.
Catch you later, Ray.
Adios. Adios.
Later, Ann.
See you later, Wraith.
All right, Craig.
Night, Larry.
Adios. Good night,
Night,
Larry.
Larry.
Wherever you are.
All
Night,
right,
Julia.
Glenn, send us out.
How do we get out of here?
Hit the
Just-
little red X on the little red circle with the white X on the bottom.
There you go.
Adios.
Good night, Julia.
Good night.
Well, thank you for Christina for letting me do this for you guys.
Thank you.
And I'm here if y'all want me. And I'm trying to twist Rez's arm and leg to come to us because he'll have it easy. So he'll be taken care of.
Awesome.
We'll talk
I'm
more.
gonna pop down, and you guys finish it up, okay?
No, we're done.
We're done. Thank you,
We're done.
everyone.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you for
Geraldo,
popping on, Ann.
Yes.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I had to.
You
I
get-
love you.
I
You
love
gotta
you
remember,
too.
You're not mute when you come on with us. You gotta speak. Don't be shy.
She's not shy. She's courteous.
No,
I don't want to
she's shy.
interrupt people.
She's just
We've
she's
had this
courteous.
conversation.
I know.
So again,
All right,
thank you
everyone.
all for helping me make this a special night for
Thank you.
Christina. You will be missed. You are loved, and I wanted to make sure you knew that.
Thank you.
So,
Big shoes
Thank
to
you.
fill.
yep. I don't know if
Thank
there's the
you.
right person out there, but we'll find out. So
Oh, there is.
again,
There is.
again, if any of y'all are interested, get a hold of me. I am taking interviews, applications, whatever you want to consider it.
Yeah.
And we'll figure it out from there.
Yeah, the co-host position is officially open.
Yep. The warden is leaving, so the inmates are going to be off the play.
Yeah, the inmates are now released.
So take us out of here, Gwen.
All right. Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.